Hey y'all, welcome to Wesley Makes Things. Today, what we're making is a long overdue first impression. I have seen this gentleman's name floating around the YouTube space for years. I've seen reactions to his content, not to his content, I've seen reactions to his music for years. I've never watched a reaction to one of his songs, I've never listened to one of his songs. So, this is going to be a first time reaction for me. We're going to be listening to High Ren by Ren for the very first time. So, couple of things before we get started. One, I've intentionally avoided this song and this artist specifically because of the thumbnail for this video, where it's him in the hospital gown with the guitar. Like, I just know that I'm going to be like, I'm going to feel targeted. I'm guessing from that thumbnail and from kind of what I'm looking at right now, this abandoned sort of room with these lamps. My guess is that we're going to be talking about some mental health, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. However, if I'm not doing well, I avoid it. And for the last few years, guess what? I haven't been doing well. Um, there's just there's been a lot going on. So I think it's high time that we sit down, we rip off the band-aid, and we check out High Ren. So let's get started. Okay, I do like our pig butcher. That's fun. Love a classical guitar. I knew a kid when I was in high school that played the classical guitar. So much fun to watch. Heck yeah. Not what I expected, but I'm on board. Okay. It's almost Sound of Music vibes. One of the scariest films ever made. It's The Hills Are Alive.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ran.
Okay, pause right there. I really like where this is going so far. I like songs where it's a conversation with oneself. Right away, the most recent other good example that I can think of, I guess, is Hobson's Alone with Me. If you haven't heard that one or watched the video, go check that out after this. Certainly, it's sonically they sound totally different. So it's not that kind of thing, but just that idea of having that conversation with those darker parts of yourself. There's something about that that I really, really like. Let's continue.
You sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not left over.
Dang. Mm. Sorry, I have to take a minute with that one. I don't know how many of you deal with mental health. Um, I'm not going to go into all of my stuff, but I've got experience both as the patient and the therapist. God, this is very real. I'm going to wait and see where this goes and then come back to that thought, I think.
Scraps on the side, oh your music is thriving. Delusional guy, where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious.
Y'all, he's gonna make me cry. I didn't want to cry in my first reaction. This is exactly why I've avoided this. God, it's so true, right? There is nothing that you can say. There's no response that you can give that's going to shut that other voice up. There's always a comeback. They've always got a comment. There's always something. Um, even when what you're saying is healthy and good for you and the right attitude, like wanting to connect over wanting commercial success, it's never good enough. You're never good enough. Okay, talk to me, Ren.
And just Ran, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you know.
Okay, I feel less bad than also saying that Hobson did it. There's nothing wrong with that. I think we all have that voice in us, right? For some people, it's more intense than others. Everybody's got a version of it. It might be small and quiet, it might be loud enough that you have to get a diagnosis over it. We've all got something in there that tells us things. They can be extremely negative things, they can be overly positive things, they can be dangerous things. You name it. There's a voice in our head that tells us stuff. And that conversation is different for everyone. This conversation that he's having with that voice is different from Eminem's conversation with his voice or from Hobson's conversation with his voice. it's it's unique to us all. Um, I'm really enjoying this so far. Let's keep going.
Original, you criminal rip-off artist, the pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ran, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us.
That's a fallacy too. Sometimes, in response to that negative voice, we can double down the opposite direction. And hopefully for him, the things that he's telling himself are true. Hopefully he is a genius. Hopefully all of these positive things are real in his life. That's not always the case for everybody. Um, yeah, keep going.
That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistophelies, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender when standing in front of my solar eclipse. My name is stitched to your lips, so you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal. Feeble and normal, you wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
Oh, not the direction I thought he was going to go with it, but I love it. I can't say that this is what he's speaking about specifically, but one of the things that comes to mind is we're all familiar with the concept of like the angel and the devil on your shoulder. One idea that I've always liked is the idea of kind of who the devil is, what the devil is. Um, we think about, you know, a dude with like little horns and a pitchfork and a tail running around in a red leotard or something. I don't know. Or like you get Lucifer from the TV show. That's a fun version. Um, one idea that I like is that the devil is not some like otherworldly being, but he's kind of in all of us a little bit, like that temptation, that human desire to strive for the things that maybe aren't the healthiest for us. Um, I do like the idea that that's the devil, that's evil. Um, do I think that that applies to that little voice inside of our head that I was talking about earlier? Maybe. It's possible. It's an idea. I don't know. We've got several minutes left on this, so let's let the gentleman cook. I'm loving this guitar though.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope.
Oh, yeah, man.
Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind, ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a coimented different side.
I don't even have anything to add. I just need a minute. This is really, really good. It is.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath, it was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
Amen to that. Sorry, I thought it was over. Now it's over. So I have dealt with my own mental health issues, um, and I have spent my life around other people working through their own mental health issues in my personal life and in my professional life. And the number one takeaway that I've got from all of that, and bear in mind, I've worked with people and known people who have done some truly frightening things, some sometimes awful things. And sometimes they've done those things to themselves or to other people in their lives or to their own children. And I think what he just said was so important, that mental health doesn't make you evil. It doesn't make you a bad person. It can lead you to a place where you do bad things or things that you wouldn't do otherwise. But I've never, well, I don't want to say never, but it's extremely, extremely rare to meet someone who is actually like truly evil, truly a bad person. Mental health makes victims, and one of the chief victims is the person that's suffering from the mental health issue. And it doesn't excuse the things that they do, it's not a pass for bad behavior. But at the same time, I think that it's unfair to hold people to an impossible standard. And sometimes we hold ourselves to that impossible standard. It's not always just external. Um, I'm going to be thinking about that one for a while. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, I'm happy that we have started this Ren journey. I do certainly see us reacting to more of his music in the future. I like what he's doing. So please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things. I'm gonna, you know, go have a good cry for a little bit. As always,
Jesus and I love you, Joe.
Jesus and I love you too, Lise.
Jesus and I love you. Later, y'all.